Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. My red shadows are here. I backed the RoboSkull Mark II in 2021, I believe, and it has been a heck of a ride to get some of the best toys I've ever gotten in my life. Very excited about reviewing this Red Shadows Wolf Trooper and the add-on Blood Wolf and Red Weasel expansions or customs. Well, I don't know, whatever you want to call these. I did order 3 of these Wolf Troopers because I wanted to be sure I had each of these looks. But now what I'm realizing is I need another one because this is 3 looks and this is a 4th look. And I also need to order the Gyre Wolf. But fortunately, everything is available on the, I think it's Skeletron.com. On Black Friday, they put up all of the stock that was not for Kickstarter backers. So you can go buy these right now. Well, I don't know if you can get this or not. I think you can just buy this. But for sure you can get a Wolf Trooper. And you can get the Jungle Wolf Trooper, which I'll be reviewing very, very soon here on the channel. But let's get into this, check out the options, and see just how great these figures are. Which the RoboSkull Mark II, if you don't have one, is one of the greatest toys of all time. Easily a top 5 vehicle. It's incredible. It's inspirational. It's a centerpiece of a collection. So we've got beautiful art on the front of the box here. Large box, but it's loaded with stuff. The yellow background makes a lot of sense because it highlights everything that's in this window. I like this sort of offset up here that Skeletron has chosen as kind of one of their signatures. In the back of the box, we've got a bio, and it's even got a Joe-style quote at the end. Howl at the moon. These guys howl on the moon. I'm not going to go through the whole bio, but I love that it's here. And also you can see it's got that spot varnish on it to highlight the character, and it just very, very classy packaging. What's interesting to me is 3 and 7. We've got a cross sell here, but we don't know what these are yet. I would imagine we'll find out very soon. I mean, obviously, we want the hype for these shipping, being reviewed, to get out there to the public. Skeletron is still on the way. Probably early next year, I think might be the last thing that I heard about the Skeletron figure. And then 3 and 7, we don't even know. So let's open this up and check it out. Gyre Wolf, Jungle Wolf Trooper, Skeletron and Wolf Trooper illustrations by Alex Horley, Blood Wolf and Red Weasel illustrations by Ken Kelly, packaging design by Gary G and Skeletron. Love seeing those credits on these boxes like this. Oh, and look at that. Oh, you know what? I didn't notice we've got a little detail in that yellow. Got some, it's yellow, but it's got like an outer space, like a moon background. Pretty cool. It's a little glossy. I don't know if it'll make a good thumbnail or not, but I'll find out. Oh, look at that. Man, it's so exciting to get, because this is the first 6-inch Skeletron product I've gotten. It's always exciting to get something brand new that you haven't reviewed before, you haven't held before, to get the quality, the feel, just everything about it. It's my favorite thing, to get to experience a brand new toy line. Now, granted, you can get my review of the RoboSkull Mark II right here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. So I have an idea of the quality that I'm going to be dealing with here. But, this is a figure. This is a different thing. So it still feels exciting and fresh and new. All right, make sure I got everything out of there, and I did. You have a stand, nice clear triangle, 3 foot pegs, which is nice because that gives you some options for posing. Very smart. So that triangle shape, it's not just about having a unique stand with, by the way, this beautiful logo in it, but it gives you the 3 options there. So very cool. We'll try that out in a minute, but we got to get into this figure first and its bevy of accessories. We'll zoom in. You've got what is now, I have to think of as a standard techno balaclava look that so many lines are using, but looks great. And this is a different look from a lot of the ones that we've seen. I love the striping on the top here with this sort of mesh armor pattern. A little bit of paint there. And the eyes are, it's interesting because they're not the angry eyes that we see on so many of these. They're more like intense. And look at that raised eyebrow. So this is a little more of an intense expression, which I like. I think it's so common just to have angry eyes, like Mr. Potato Head. Beautiful glossy paint on these armor pieces. If you can look at all the detail on the flight suit, I might as well zoom back in. Just fantastic sculpted detail. That logo is sculpted and painted. Get the gloss hits on the tubes here. Got a little Vader-ish pack on the front with some buttons. And you can see, well, once we get into the character kits, we'll see how easily this comes off. And look at this on the back. Got that silver paint here, those 3 red spots. Really, really nice looking. It's when we talk about the price differences, because this is right now, this figure is $38.99 on, again, I believe it's skeletron.com. Probably says on the box. So let me look at our other box here. That website's got to be on here because I feel like I've got to put that over. Yeah, skeletron.com. I was correct. $38.99, right? And you're like, well, I can get a classified figure for, well, yeah, for $27.99 or $29.99, depending on where you go now. So the price difference is not as significant as it was just a few months ago. But the difference you're getting is, I will tell you right now, this figure and a Monster Force figure and an Action Force figure, because I've got a few of those. This plastic feels better than any mass market 1/12 scale action figure. It's just feels like a higher quality plastic. The paint, in general, the painted detail is better on these figures. It's sharper, it's more distinct. I don't know quite what it is or how to put my finger on it, but this, to me, looks and feels like a higher quality figure. And look, you guys know, I love classified. I do. But when you're talking about price points, I see and feel the price difference between this figure and, say, the sci-fi figure that I just reviewed yesterday. And I love that sci-fi figure. But this, to me, I understand why there's a $10 difference. Now, I don't love his little belt sliding around there. I'm not going to lie. But I do love that underneath he's got a fully painted other belt. But that could be a little tighter. I'd like that. So this figure is excellent. It just is. Everything about it, high quality product. Look at the detail on those gauntlets right there, that painted detail in those vents or whatever. The front of the boots, just everything about this figure. Look at this, the gloss on the armored front of the boot and then the boot. 2 different glosses of black. Just such a classy, awesome figure. All right. Set him over there and take a look at the accessories. We've got the jetpack. That is, I believe, just a larger version of one that we've seen before. Isn't that okay? Now I've got to go check. I was positive I had a jetpack like this in my collection, but it is not on the O-ring Skeletron. And it is also not on there. So I thought I had seen this before, but maybe it's just from seeing this product. So let's get that on this guy. Plugs right in, goes right through the chest, has some contour to it. So it does stick out some, but I mean, this is a jetpack. So that exhaust, you don't want that right next to your buttocks. You want to have some clearance there. And I love the design of this too, where it is going away from the backside of the figure. I got some tampos on here. Great detail. Okay, definitely does not go like that. And we've got some parts to attach. So we have these attack claws that go on. Now, this is scary because this plastic feels a little too rigid. I do not believe this is a snap-on, stay-on part. I believe it is a slide-on, carefully removed part. Oh, those hands are in there really good. Okay. Yeah, I do not recommend trying to snap those on. You want to take off the hand. Ooh, this can be hard to get that hand back into place, isn't it? So this is one of those times where, oh, I don't want to, well, that's fine. This is one of those times where people in the comments are going to be like, no, it's fine. You can snap those onto the wrist. But I don't know. Man, it's going to be hard to get that hand back on, though. I think we're going to have to just try it. Because that's what we're here for, right? I am here to test toys and their tolerances. And I will say, while I appreciate a good, snug connection, the hands might be, those pegs might be a little too large. All right, I'm going to give this a little flex test. Whew, I don't know. Here we go. Okay. So it can snap on, stay on. You got a great looking claw there. Nice metallic paint on that. And then that stores somehow on here. Does it? I don't think it goes like that. Oh, it might just plug in like that. Also might go the other way. I'm not positive. Let's see. Shouldn't have thrown the box away, huh? No, it does go pointing up. Okay. I was right. Now, as to whether or not I'm right about how I attached them, I don't necessarily feel great about that. I can't imagine that goes all the way. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. So don't be scared of the plastic, I guess, is the moral of this review. Because look at that. Those go snug to the side, plug all the way in. And actually hook under those little pieces right there. So, okay, great. And then you've got that ready to go. We've got these two little grenade looking pieces. Oh my gosh, there is paint on this little tiny separate piece that goes somewhere on this figure. So I think this is sort of a holster situation. Yep, for that. And then we've got a blaster. We'll take a closer look at that hand blaster in just a second. So we've got this blaster with just gorgeous sculpt, beautiful painted detail. The red and black and silver is just so striking. That's one of the reasons I was very comfortable ordering 3 of these guys, because I knew they just looked awesome. You've got a port for blast effects in the front. And perfect fit for the hand. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm struggling a little bit as to what these little doodads are. There's not an obvious spot for them that I see. These are, I believe they're for use with Marauder parts. I'm not positive. I'm not overly familiar with Marauder stuff. I'm sure somebody in the comments will let us all know exactly what those are, and possibly somebody in the comments might let us know what the heck these are. Maybe they go on the helmet. So anyway, here's the helmet. Look at the wolf look of it. It's so cool. And check out the metallic red in those lenses. And this is a killer piece. That gloss black on either side of the red stripe. This is gorgeous. Let's pop that on. So I'm going to take that backpack off again, because I don't want to be pushing down on that helmet with those blades pointing up. Pops right into place, nice and snug. And I like how it lines up with, it makes this feel more like a space suit type situation. So that plugs back in there. You know what, even though it was tremendous pain, let's take that hand off. Oof, tolerances on those wrist pegs is a little brutal. Oh man, look at that. I didn't even notice. So there's rotation at the wrist, obviously, but there's also rotation at that forearm guard, right here at that top strap. Very nice. So you get that, line that up. Still no clue. Oh, wait, look at that. Back of the belt. Boy, I just need to leave that backpack off, don't I? Back of the belt storage for, I'm going to assume these are like little grenades, maybe. That definitely shoot out of your hand and fall into the floor, rather than plugging into those holes in the back of the belt. So I will say this, it is very chilly down here in the Phantom Zone today. The plastic is all much cooler than it normally is. So I'm going to heat that belt up and these will peg right into it, I'm sure. I'm not going to sit here and mess with it right now. And then finally, I got a little blast effect Looks nice. Can plug into the rifle or into the hand blaster. Looks cool. And I like that it's just sort of a smaller one. I feel like some of the blast effects I have are a little too large, a little too long. I don't need all that. So there's the standard Wolf Trooper figure as is. And now that he's all geared up, let's take a look at these other parts from the Blood Wolf and Red Weasel and bonus Robonaut upgrade accessory whatever kit. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from independent toy companies lately. You know, obviously, a lot of it's in the interest of maximizing tooling, making money, saving money, whatever. But if you're smart about it, I dig it. Oh, look, we've got a different backdrop here. We've actually got the Robo Skull over on the side here. So I love that independent toy companies have realized what Hasbro has also realized, that people love troop building, and that if you can create a value add that encourages troop building, then you can make a whole lot of money on a single tooling investment. Well, maybe not a single, but, you know, a single set of tooling. So repaints, something that I used to not be a fan of, you know, are now something that I'm fascinated by. As I've mentioned in other reviews, the concept of toys as art is something that I love more and more every year. And to me, there is an artistry to figuring out how to maximize tooling, how to do these repaints. Like that to me is a cool thing. It's part of the art of making toys. So first up, we've got, I just wanted to see if that beverage came out. We've got the Red Shadows coffee mug with a little beverage in there. Very nice. I've got the same blast effect that came with our Wolf Trooper, but newly added, we've got a thumbs up hand, or a thumbs down hand, I suppose, and a pointing hand, which I think every military-ish figure needs to come with a pointing hand. We have a silver variation of that blaster that looks great. And you know what I'm noticing? So there's the standard, right, with the red and the silver. And this one is actually gunmetal, because if you look, the silver detail on the red one, it's still silver on this one, and the rest of this is actually gunmetal. It's not silver. That's beautiful. A different blast effect that's very, like, sort of Flash Gordon-y that I love. And then a variation on the hand blaster. So let's just plug that right into there, because that's going to look awesome. That is cool. One alternate portrait. I'm sure that's somebody. I don't know who. Is it Ben Conway? I'm not positive. Could be. But whatever the case, whoever it is, well-deserved. Same with this one. This is awesome. And this actually looks a lot like a gentleman named Dan Carroll, who worked with Dragon Con for years and years. but much angrier than I ever saw Dan Carroll. But it's a great portrait. I really dig it. Extra magazine. Oh, which, by the way, I saw it twice and forgot to go back to it. You've got a pouch on the side of your Wolf Trooper to store extra magazine. So that's awesome. I'll tell you right now, I'm not sure which one of these is which. Was it Red Weasel, Blood Wolf, and Robonaut? I don't know my Action Force well enough to tell you who is who for sure, but they are all very cool variations. So this one, which I'm going to guess this is the Robonaut because this is a head. So that suggests to me this is like a robot. So there's that combination. And then, I mean, this basically looks like Wild Weasel. So I'm going to guess this is Red Weasel. Red Weasel. Blood Weasel. Somehow that's very disturbing. So I'm going to guess this is Red Weasel. And then just by process of elimination, I'm going to say this is Blood Wolf. But again, as always, tell me in the comments where I'm wrong. And I'm going to go ahead and say there's no reason to swap these out. We had a good look at the fit and everything of the rest of the figure. So I'm not going to bother doing a swap out here. That's just to look at everything that comes in this set. High quality products. I cannot wait to see. Like, I'm thrilled with what we have so far from Skeletron. And I'm going to savor it and enjoy it for however long it is before they announce the next thing, which I guess the next things are figures 3 and 7. But beyond that, I know they've got more in store. Check out my interview with Ben Conway from Skeletron from the Needless Things podcast from a few months ago. Still a great conversation. And hopefully be talking to Ben again soon. But there you go. That is the Wolf Trooper Red Shadows. Absolutely awesome. Thrilled with it. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. And until next time, buy what you like.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.